Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to model the ring space station that you see me post on my socials, primarily using the partition mesh operator in random flow. This is not going to be a full tutorial but rather just a demo, but I will probably explain some small stuff along the way. So let's begin. So in this first stage I'm just modeling the base mesh, I'm adding more resolution. Then adding the solidify using creative flow, draw modifiers, use solidify and add the thickness and apply the mesh. Then I'm going to reestablish the mirror. X, Y, and Z. In a few more edge loops using the edge cut command, Control R. I'll probably just use random panels for that, and then something like we squared up 50%, even offset to off and outer. Mirror faces outer. Increase the cuts, reduce the margin. That will be fixed in the next update. Okay, and split this. And we have this kind of separated panels from the main ring world, and increase the offset. Go. Just to create some flavor to the actual boring base mesh that we have here, which is the just the cylinder. Okay. Well, we can also build some details off of this. Okay. Let's shade out smooth this and start building our ring world or ringed space station. I'm just gonna save this. So I'm using OBS. That's why you can't see any other window except the main Blender window. I'm going to go to random color for the viewport so I can see its separated objects using the partition mesh. Partition mesh, this will separate the objects into manageable parts so you can use higher subdivision on each separated object compared to using the entire mesh, which has a much higher resolution and, well, of course, lag when using higher subdivision, or maybe even freeze blender. So radial, so you can control. I mostly just use radial when I'm using random. Then probably increase this to 1% and this to 4%, and we have this. So I'm not gonna use merging, but instead I'm going to use the default non-destructive result. So random panels, square top 50% or square 100% angle. Increase the resolution and also reduce the thickness and like the depth. I'm going to use top. Random is going to be in the next update. I think it's already, yeah, random. In the next update will be, we'll add the angle randomization instead of just using base tap. So in the next update, it's going to use base tap and angle for the randomizing the shading. You can see that it provides a different look to the model than uh, than it would using just a single smooth shading algorithm. So random. Okay. See, let's increase the resolution more. There we go. And even offset to on. Maybe we could use split. That will create more detail. Yes. And adjust the depth. Now we can repeat the process by selecting a face or another, not a face, a separated object from the partition mesh. Then Shift R. The source mesh underneath is still intact. You can choose to merge that using the partition mesh operator or not. But in this case, we can just leave it separated. You can join this back again by uh, selecting a piece of that single mesh from before, then Shift Q. In partition mesh, you can see the tooltip text randomly partition mesh, control click to merge, meaning that you just have to pick a single object from the uh, separated mesh from before and then press control, and while pressing control, click on the partition mesh operator to join them. There you go. Random panels. Okay, let's look at this without the color. There you go. Okay. With this one, I should probably add an option here to separate via like this one here in the vanilla function. Separate by loose parts. Yeah, for the next update on partition mesh. Yeah, make this easier so we can group it, but it so we can avoid these extra steps, loose parts. Okay, and then let's go back to random. Oh my god. Wait. By loose parts, go to object mode and then Control G, press F9, and then rename this. So I'm just gonna rename this as slates. Hell, slates. Okay. So I can select them via the group, Shift G, and collection, and then new slates. Randoms. Oh my god. Collection, slates, go to object mode, select everything. So I just have to select an object and not go to edit mode and select all the faces. This was going to be a demo. We can, I probably have to use merge, and then we can get rid of an island to punch holes, and then use this uh, to to make those flat islands holes instead. There we go. To make it look good. So the toggle, this gets rid of the smaller islands first. I think this is now a tutorial and not demo. So yeah, but if you reverse this, it will get rid of the larger islands first, larger smaller islands, larger islands first. There you go. So I think when I need to do this instead, about walk. Use negative. Oh, then increase the margin. There you go. Select another. Oh my god. Let's use even offset off to avoid the spiking in the geometry. It's still going to create some spikes, but we're just using this for concept art. So we don't need to be careful about the geometry. Okay. Start listing the detail. So if you want, you can just for this faces, flat faces. If you want, you can just use texture map and create those details using alpha. In this case, I'm just showing you how to create this using. Oh, actually, okay, let's just go on. Let's just layer in random scatter to create additional details. Break up the probably break up the symmetry. This will be a good um, model to render the background. You don't have to worry about the topology. Let's focus on the design because the viewer doesn't really need to see really close up. You have a lot more freedom with the design. We can leave some stuff. Let's go back to object color. So we're going to use the Going to use the circle R file, P-mesh. So P-mesh is the partition mesh. Shift G, let's select the parent, and Shift G, select the siblings. Oops. Select the children. Oops. What? Oh, it figures. Let's like that. We did everything. P-mesh. There we go. Circle. And select everything. Alt H. Do not extend. And just select the original circle. Then we're going to create more noise. Scatter 500 random square root 0.001 0.002. Explode 0.003. The explosion. We need to uncluster and gen -1. Nope. Make the explosion the debris closer. There you go. You can see that there's some kind of pattern. So we need to break that up. Maybe use a one margin. There you go. 0.25. Use some points. Okay. Now we still have the cylinder selected. I'm going to add another layer of greeble using panels. Let's make sure that the subdivision is 0, and also this is outer. Clear face is outer, and use a high depth. So in this instance, we're not going to do greeble the, and let's lose the symmetry by toggling off use mirror. Use the cuts. Two is probably too much. Okay, two is enough. Okay, now we have that. Or okay, let's just go to one and reduce the panel size instead of using that much. 10. There we go. So it becomes smaller. And we have our ring space station. Don't worry about the resolution. You can always go in and use limited dissolve, something like 2.5. Limit dissolve, 5 degrees or 2.5 degrees, and you have a lighter geometry with all the details. And you can save this to the asset browser and basically drag and drop to your scene to make it different for every scene. You can just rotate it or make different rotation angle for each scene so it looks different. Or using the same form, using the same method that I used this, create like, uh, oops, there's a pattern here, but can't be seen using this angle. So yeah, basically create like five of these so you can have different look for each scene that you have. Now we're going to use random vertex color to create a base color for this. Do not use sharp in this amount of resolution, okay? It will crash or freeze Blender. So probably islands. There you go, islands. And then I'm going to use the shader that comes with the add-on. But first, we hope it doesn't crash. Let's choose Smart UV Project. Great, didn't crash. Okay. Shading up in materials and then selecting everything. Control Shift X for creative flow. Materials, then assign material. We're going to use hard or soft. Hard airflow panel hard UV. Okay. And it's gonna assign those materials to those objects. Yeah. Let's try and render this. Try and edit the. You can see that it already looks good using this view. My PC is getting loud rendering the viewport. Okay, I refuse to lose the quad structure just for now, so we can use something like pointiness node to create some extra detail. But if you don't want to do that, just lose it and use limit dissolve. So basically, just select everything, shift or um, select particular objects that you want limited dissolve, or you can choose everything using Shift G type. Since our selection is mesh, when you use this, it will select all the mesh objects in the scene. And then you can go to edit mode, select everything, and X limit dissolve to make it lighter. Actually, uh, maybe we can do that. Limit dissolve. We select it. Did we actually select everything? If GT, limit dissolve. There you go. To make it lighter. Yeah. We have our ring world, which really looks good, especially in some angles. That so a good thing about this is that you can also use displacement for this detail, but that requires a lot of resolution. So you can just do this really primitive shapes and not worry. Don't worry about the topology too much or resolution. You just need to worry about the shapes. Okay, what do oh, I was thinking of something and I keep forgetting it. I'm supposed to fix the textures and also replace this with attributes, vertex color. Again, this submenu only shows up when you have node wrangler enabled. So vertex color is the one that's created by the random vertex color operator. So we use that. Then we go to this and make the details, the texture smaller. So we can see it better on the, there you go. Better on the mesh theme. So just some tiny addition to the detail so we can render it much closer and still see some, this, the texture basically provides tertiary detail. And then we can add the lights. So just increase um, the strength of the light, and let's reduce the saturation. The factor means that the higher it is, the more the more lights are created on the mesh surface, or the smaller the lights gets. So we need something smaller than that, 4,000. There you go, and factor 0.04. No, no, not smaller. The factor controls the number of the lights. Okay, and then what I like to do is experiment with the AO again. So let's see. Add, and then ambient occlusion, plug the AO to the B, and then control the resolution of the AO using color ramp. And then this is our color. And let's see the effect. Now let's play with this. We need it reversed and toggle off only local, or toggle on only local. So it only affects itself and not the objects around it. So we need to break this up as well, and just going to use a simple checker texture. Checkers. Okay. The texture or noise. Well, let's go with a noise or cloud. Cloud. Let's just use checkers. Turn this to black. Set this to multiply. So let's see the result. Preview. Make this smaller. Something like 500. And let's see the effect on the light. Occlusion. Okay. Multiply. Set this to something like 200. Still not affecting the, I think we need to use cloud for this, or noise texture. Color ramp and set this to constant. There we go. And that this is something like 10. We have our space station. Focal length or f-stop. Actually, for this, something is big, let's not use f-stop. Going to randomize the HDRI and select something else. Okay, all we need is good lighting to render this. Actually, the first one may have been better. There we go. We need it to be subtle. So we're just going to do a test render of this. With that, it looks good. Okay, let's do this one here. Let's create a light. Actually, let's create a light for this. Cursor selected. Go to use track lights, track, make lamp, and track. Lamp, that is the sun. Just fall off and use black body. Set screen lower. Degrees and rotate. Let's see the effect. Oops. Better this way. Okay. Now let's render this. First, I'm going to go to Composer and add something. The noise and emission. F3. The noise. Set it here. Set this to normal. Set this to albedo and F3. Glare. Add this here and emit here. Let's use bloom. Just plug it here. And then we're going to render render this using sampling render 64 samples is good, I think. Render. You can see the window, but see the percentage here. Okay, it's nearly finished, and it will still pause it, then display the result. There we go. See that? Looks good. Looks beautifully rendered for just 64 samples. 64 samples. Now we going to emulate space by just making it bigger, or the macro render. There we go. And see the click on this audio to check out the highlights point. I think this is good. Or maybe we could use point 3. To soften this, you need to have a lower value for to max, so something like 6. There we go. Or 0.7. Click on this node to see the preview again. To see our node preview again. So there you go. We have the. Let's try it using this distance. Actually, let's try this short. Uh, this is the dimension that I'm using for my social media accounts. Okay. So let's render this. I think it looks good. It looks like one of the drawings of some of my favorite concept artists. There we go. There you go. Really good. Thank- You can add things. This will be in the background. You have your hero or main subject. Then you can add ships, something like that. But this is our main model. It looks really convincing. I, not to raise my own chair, but yeah, I think it looks really convincing. Really good. It's nice. I should have made this a short. God, it looks good. Okay, so that is how you create the ring world. You basically just have to experiment with the layering options. Just layer the mesh. Don't focus too much with the resolution. You need the resolution to create more details, but then you can always get rid of that using limited dissolve. Use limit dissolve instead of summation because limit dissolve will uh, preserve the overall shape of the model. Just imagine if we're a spaceship just flying on approach. So that is it for this video. I said it was a demo, but yeah, I can't stop talking. So hopefully you learned something new in this video, and it will help you to create more stuff using the add-ons. Okay, so if you have any questions, use the comment section below or the links in the description. Also, subscribe if if you are using the add-ons and want to learn more about them, and also share this video for others to learn more about the add-ons and also get more likes and like the video so this gets shown to more people. Okay, so thank you for watching and you have a nice day.